Ring-a-ding-ding kitties, Craig and Cody here, and welcome to the second character spotlight. This one is going to be over Alan and Donna from both the comic book and TV show. Now, we're going to start out with Alan. Alan in the comics, this episode is going to contain major spoilers, of course. Alan in the comics is first encountered in issue 2, along with his wife, Donna, and his two kids, twins, sons, Billy and Ben. Alan and Donna they're not huge characters, but in the very first volume, I'd say the first 3 volumes, Alan is pretty big. He is with the group in Atlanta, with everyone else. They were going to the city, and then it was overrun, so they came across Glenn and Dale and Amy and Andrea, and eventually Shane and Lori and Carl joined, and Jim and stuff. So yeah, they were in the Atlanta group, and when the winter came after Rick joined the group, Donna and Alan traveled with the group, and they came across Wiltshire Estates, which they thought was going to be a nice place. They came across Wiltshire, they came their own house, they cleared their own home, and then while trying to clear out the rest of the estates, they found out that it was completely filled with zombies, and Alan lost his wife, Donna. After the event, he became very depressed and distraught. He slowly just stopped taking care of himself, and when they got to the prison, he became very mentally unstable. As I want to say, it was Tyrese, Axel, Rick, and Alan were clearing some of the prison, Alan had a mental breakdown. He became crazy a little bit, but he came back to, and they were clearing the prison through cell block A and into the library, and they were about to leave the library when a walker that was hidden behind a bookcase crawled out and bit him in the back of the ankle. And this is the first time you see any form of amputation right off the bat. They pulled him out of the library, and Rick tried to immediately amputate his bitten leg with the axe. And after, I believe it's a day or 2, while they're trying to deal with the prisoners, Dallin dies of blood loss, and that leaves Ben and Billy with Andrea and Dale in the comics. And Rick shoots him in the head before he can reanimate, and they bury his body outside the prison. So Alan doesn't have a long story arc in the comics, just first 3 volumes, and he's seen as a very nice and sincere man. Even when he goes a little crazy, everyone likes him. They understand what he's going through when he loses Donna. And he's just kind of one of those small characters that I ended up liking a lot. Now, the TV show Alan, he was not introduced until the episode Made to Suffer, which was in season 3. And he was introduced with Tyrese, as well as his wife Donna, and only one son, Ben. They combined Ben and Billy together for one son. Not a big thing, but Alan is with the group, and they are coming into the prison, and Donna gets bit, and she dies, and so Alan is stuck in the prison with Tyrese and Sasha and Ben, his son, and he and his son start planning to take over the prison, because at the time they only think it's Herschel and Carl and the baby, and women and children, essentially. Old man. I guess they didn't think about Axel, but they start scheming, and at the end of that episode, or at the end of the Suicide King which was the next episode, Rick inadvertently kicks out the group, and in a couple episodes later, Milton, they come across, the whole group comes across Andrew and Milton, including Alan, and they take refuge in Woodbury. And Alan really wants to suck up to the governor so he can stay, because, you know, he likes a nice place. So he tries, him and Tyrese get in a lot of, like, arguments, because apparently before Tyrese saved Donna, and it made Alan look bad or something. I don't know, he's this little baby. This Alan is very rude, very conniving. Tyrese almost kills him in the episode Prey, but he doesn't. In the episode Welcome to the Tombs, Ben has died in the previous episode. Meryl shoots Ben. And Alan travels with the governor's army to the prison to attack it. And it's a failed attack. Alan is actually the first person inside the prison. And after the governor slaughters his entire army, it's down to the governor, Martinez, Schumpert, and Alan. And Alan raises his gun. We're not counting Karen. Alan raises his gun, kind of like he's not really wanting to use it. Kind of a self-defense thing, and the governor just doesn't think anything of it and shoots him in the head. And Alan dies. And you see Alan's corpse in the episode Live Bait in Season 4 is just kind of like a flashback scene. But Alan is no more. Alan dies. They say he's probably the most unlike his counterpart, at least psychologically. Physically, he's pretty close. But in the comics, you know, Alan was a close friend of Rick. And then in the TV series, he was more of an antagonist to the prison group. He even, you know, he wanted to kill him. He said they were crazy. He joined the governor. But yeah, that's Alan. Not much. Donna is even shorter. Donna here, she also appeared in the same episode Alan appeared in, and she dies in the same episode. She appeared and made the suffer. She got bit right in the beginning, in the arm, and they take her in the prison, and they're like carrying her, and she just dies. She barely says anything, and she's only mentioned a couple times after, but I mean, they bury her in the Suicide King. But Donna is nothing like what her comic book counterpart. She's an overweight blonde-haired lady. And of course they have 2 sons, and she's a little more snippy in the comics. You know, she, like, not that she thinks she knows everything, but she definitely is a little more controlling of a situation in the comic books. In the comic books, this is different. So in the comics, she's also encountered in issue 2. They're with an Atlanta group. They're going to Wiltshire Estates. They think life's going to be awesome. And then she tries fleeing with her family and with everyone else, and a zombie comes out from the door. Actually, I believe she's the first one that dies, and she gets bit, like, right on the eye. It's really, it was unexpected when I was reading it, but you know, that's how Kirkman likes to do it. But you know, she gets bit, she gets killed by the zombie at Wiltshire, and then her body's eaten, and that's what permanently devastates Alan. Is he goes into shock because she dies. In the comics, of course, she was more strong-willed. She was more loving. She was more caring. She was more open. I mean, we don't know much about the TV show one. It seemed like she actually was caring in the TV show because she doesn't want to slow down the group after she's bitten. She knows she's gonna die, and she says, think about Ben. You know, don't worry about me. But Alan's like, no, I'm gonna try to save you, and it doesn't work. But yeah. That's Alan and Donna. They're not huge characters. They're both small characters that they ended up throwing in the TV show. I liked Alan in the comics. I didn't really like Donna in the comics. We didn't get to know Donna in the TV show. And Alan in the TV show was a douchebag. So, thank you for watching. Subscribe. hope you like these character spotlights. Next week, I don't know who I'm going to do. I might do Tyrese, because Tyrese is a pretty big one, but I might not. I might do Herschel. Actually, I'm going to do Herschel next week. So, thank you for watching, subscribe, and as always, I'll see you in the next video, so stay safe, kiddies.